Hey guys, welcome to Bastion Time. I am your host Bastion. This is Nintendo News. Let's get to that news. The original 151 Pokemon have been recreated in Minecraft. That took a lot of time, I am sure. These things are gigantic. There's all original 151 of them. Yowza. If you want to check out more info about that, there's a link for you down below. I'm very conflicted about this next story. It's on one hand, it is very interesting. On the other hand, it is not even slightly interesting. I feel a little confused about it, but I'll try to explain. So basically, a developer is creating a new Super Nintendo game, and it is just a player versus player side-scrolly combat game about Robin Hood, and that's an interesting concept. However, they are going to take the time to put this onto cartridge and then sell it, and first of all, I just can't imagine that there's a market for that. I mean, maybe a couple people will buy something like that, like a Super Nintendo cartridge for a brand new game, but so there's that whole thing, and it's not a very in-depth game. There's not like a bazillion different, its gimmick isn't that there's like an endless amount of levels or whatever. It's pretty straightforward in what it is. It's basically like an arcade-style, old-school pre-Super Nintendo. Like this would be something that would appear on the NES, basically. And then graphically, I'm not a fan of the art style. Like, I am definitely a fan of 16-bit graphics for sure, but this is not very good 16-bit graphics. This looks like, I don't really know how to describe it. It's kind of like if you tried to draw what you thought hieroglyphs look like without being an expert in Egyptology or whatever the term is. If you were just like, this is what I think hieroglyphs look like, and then actual Egyptians from thousands of years ago looked at that and they're like, that's what that guy thought hieroglyphs look like? That's kind of what I feel like this version of 16-bit graphics for a Super Nintendo look like. It's like, whomever did this design didn't understand what made 16-bit graphics really beautiful and interesting to look at. It looks like somebody from the future's impression of what they thought 16-bit graphics would look like, and it's wrong on so many levels. It's just not good design in my opinion. But really, this game looks like it should have been a Flash game, something that you would just go to Robin Hood player versus player fighting.com and then you play it on your laptop. I'm not really sure why this is coming out on a cartridge for Super Nintendo, but the concept is cool. The idea of a brand new Super Nintendo game is cool, and I like the idea of a Robin Hood player versus player fighting game, but I don't think those two things necessarily go together. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for this episode of Bastion ripping apart something that is probably perfectly enjoyable to a lot of people. See you guys next time. Bye.